can get scared, and sometimes you get trashed underwater for a bit. What we call ragdoll, so you get just spun around. Very important to always be cautious and careful when you're in the water. No matter where you're surfing, no matter who you're surfing with, it's always important to remember that water is a very, very powerful element, and that no matter what you try to do, if you're fighting against the water, you will definitely lose. I think everyone that surfs has at least one story where you get overwhelmed with the situation and you think you're gonna drown, and it usually is not true. Usually it's when you're starting and you're not too comfortable with water yet. My name is Jérémie Gauthier Lacasse. I'm a 29-year-old river surfer here in Montreal. I shape surfboards, I teach phys ed, I work in a bar, I do many things, but what I love most is spending time in the water. Depending on the season, obviously the steps to go surfing are very different. In the summer, you just throw a pair of boardies, grab a board and jump on my scooter and put my surfboard on the rack. In the winter, there's a bit more preparation that goes into it, so I usually suit up at home, at least half of my suit depending on what the weather is like. So I'll just prepare my boards, grab a leash, grab some fins, throw on a wetsuit, and then make sure I don't forget my boots or mitts or wax or whatever. I just throw everything in a bag and hop in my car and go there, and then I'll just finish up getting geared up, so putting on the wetsuit and waxing the board. And sometimes I'll do a little warm-up when I get there just to build some heat in the wetsuit, but most days it's just if I put my wetsuit early enough, I'll be warm already, so I'll just jump in straight in the water and have some fun. Growing up here in Montreal, obviously the cold is not something that affects us too much. You wouldn't think surfing in the winter is so fun, but if you have the right gear and the right mindset, it can be pretty magical. I think it's something really cool that we have here, that you can surf in every season. If someone wants to start surfing in the cold, obviously there's a physical aspect to it. Having the right gear is the most important thing, I'd say, but then the main thing is just making it out the door. Putting on your wetsuit and just going out and doing it, because as soon as you're in the water, you'll warm up pretty quick. I like skiing, I like snowboarding, I like all these things, but sometimes you just don't have enough time to drive to the mountain. So being here in Montreal, just jumping in the river for half an hour, is super cool. I've been shaping surfboards and building boards for about a year now. Got into it just going up to Ghyslain's shop because I had a board to repair, and he did it, and he was like, "Oh, you could come, there's a workshop in the morning if you want to stay and have a coffee there, it'll be cool." So I saw the process and I thought, well, that looks really hard and long. Didn't think I'd make much out of that, and then eventually they had a spot at the shop. Figured out timing was good. I wanted to try shaping boards and fell in love with it immediately, and it's just something that's really special to surf your own creation. And obviously the fact that you can literally make whatever board you want, even like shape-wise, color-wise, length-wise, no matter what you want, you can create with your own hand. And it's just going from a block of foam to a sled that you'll be surfing in a river here, and it's just something that's really special to have under your feet, or even have your friends surf. I just like to see all my boards in the river, and it's something that I never thought I'd be doing, but I'm pretty happy I started. We're very fortunate to have a couple surf spots here in Montreal. Obviously, it's very different from a typical surf spot that you'd imagine, such as Hawaii or Nicaragua, whatever, like ocean waves. The fact that the river wave goes on every single day and it just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling is something that we're very lucky, because it helps you practice different things. Obviously, you can't become a great ocean surfer surfing only in the river, but you can definitely practice some aspects of your surfing in the river, and you'll have more opportunities. Sometimes you'll spend more time standing on a wave than you would normally in the ocean. And it's much easier for someone to start surfing in the river, I'd say, because the fact that you have to wait your turn makes it more democratic than any other type of surfing there is. I think it's something that's really cool and something that makes our community very open and welcoming and warm. When you're surfing, of course, you develop a certain special relationship with water. It's an unwelcoming environment at first sometimes, or for most humans, because we're obviously not made to be in the water for so long. It's important to stay careful, and some people are not necessarily aware of the dangers. Someone who's been surfing there for a while will make it look easy and safe. There's not like huge risks, but it's always risky when you're talking about water. Water is something that helps us escape the city sometimes. You'll just jump in a river, and as soon as you jump in the river, you feel like you're away from Montreal and the highway and downtown and whatever, and it's just a little peaceful place that we have. Surfing makes me feel content, it makes me feel happy, it makes me feel good. Whenever I'm out there, even in the lineup, even on the wave, it's just something where I feel comfortable and happy. I always like to see the people there. As much as I like to surf on my own, it's always fun just to be there, really. I think it's something that also keeps you very humble, because some days you'll surf horribly and you'll have a really bad day surfing wise, but at the end of the day, it's just, you got to be grateful for what we have, and the fact that you can surf and that you can spend some time in the water, float around, just swim around, and just seeing the water, seeing Montreal from the water. It's always just something that really makes me happy. And even if you're having a bad day, you'll just jump in the water for 45 minutes or an hour, and always you'll feel better when you get out the water if you feel bad beforehand. But if you're having a good day already, then it's just going to make it better, really.